Champion of the Wild Blue yonder, our own award-winning journalist from above, Gail Anderson in the traffic copter. Gail, what's the traffic situation look like from up there?
Crappy.
For minimum coverage you can actually use, call 1-800-SAFE-AUTO. Minimum coverage for minimum budgets.
Great coverage there, Gail.
Filled with businesses and entertainment, it was the center of town. Today, downtown Fort Wayne lives in the shadow of its former glory. But plans for the future are already in the works. In an NBC 33 special report, find out how success stories from neighboring cities will serve as the model for a new beginning. NBC 33, 11 at 11 Tuesday.
Where in the world is Mark in the morning?
All this week, Mark hits the road visiting fun and unique destinations. Will he be in a town near you? You'll have to watch and see. NBC 33 News Today, 4:55 to 7 a.m.
Little under 2 minutes to play here in the fourth. New Jersey with a 6-point lead. The Hornets have kept battling back. You see the timeouts remaining. Nets with just a 20. Neither team with a foul to give. Charlotte has a full and a 20. A new 24 off that last play. Jason Kidd is bumped by Baron Davis. And Kidd will now shoot free throws. Davis, meanwhile, picks up his fourth foul.
Jason Kidd wants to come out to run some more time.
Clearly a foul there. Davis disagreed, but he bumped him there.
He didn't have anywhere to go. Been a couple of calls like this. That's getting away from the issue. There's been way too many extra possessions for the New Jersey Nets all afternoon because of the offensive rebound. They're dominating points in the paint. They're dominating second chance points because they've owned their own offensive boards.
So Kidd missing the first and knocking down the second. 7-point game, 1:45 remaining. You know, the Hornets, without Jamal Mashburn, the only real three-point threats they have are Wesley and Davis. Bad pass from Baron Davis, and Kittle's right there. That's a dangerous pass to begin with, but just the timing just terrible, and a very costly turnover.
They really didn't need a three that time. There was enough time to get possessions and go two at a time. Jason Kidd just going to run clock till it gets under 5.
It's under 5 now. Kidd draws the foul. Shot won't go, but Davis picks up his 5th. And some very anxious moments right here at Charlotte Coliseum. The fans on their feet. You almost feel the nerves from them as Kidd's going to go to the line. And PJ, as we mentioned, this could be the final game for the Hornets. If they lose this game here, the series could be wrapped up. Of course, Charlotte will be moving to New Orleans next season. And you know, the fans that are here today, they're the diehard fans that have supported him. As Kidd with the free throw can't connect.
Continues our storyline of the day. Forget about making free throws, either team.
The Charlotte Hornets 21 of 33. They've missed 12 free throws, same as New Jersey. As Kidd knocks down another. 8-point game, 1:15 remaining. Still not over yet, but Charlotte has to get buckets and probably some threes.
They need to score quickly.
They're just trying to take it out of Davis's hands, and Davis can't connect that one. In and out, knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Campbell. And New Jersey will get it back with 1:04 to play. They pretty much have to foul right away.
You can't let them get the ball in that easily. It's not easy to deny Jason Kidd the ball, but once you get it in his hands, you have to foul. You had an opportunity on the inbounds play. At least pressure him. Don't allow them to get the ball inbounds.
Wesley with his second. Kidd back to the line. Jason Kidd, 20 points, 11 boards, and 8 assists. Another strong fourth quarter for Kidd. 9 of his points have come in this period. And he's in double figures in the fourth. Wesley's foul, his second. And now it's starting to slip away from the Hornets.
Been a game of spurts the entire game. New Jersey came with the big one early in the fourth quarter, and Charlotte just had no answer, primarily because of that man, Jason Kidd.
And the first double-digit lead of the game. Nets by 10, final minute. Davis a 3, in and out again. Collins the rebound. They'll have to play a Collins playing the entire fourth quarter. And the Hornets backing off. They're not even going to foul. Wesley trying to poke it away. Maybe he will. There he goes. But why wait? If you're going to do it, why wait?
Have to do it right away. Jason Collins had 7 rebounds in game 3. Didn't seem so important because it was the Charlotte win, but he's been enormous for Byron Scott this afternoon.
So Kidd back to the line. Some of the fans now heading for the exits. And again, maybe for the final time here. But don't count out the Hornets, one of the best road teams in the NBA this season. And both games 1 and 2 were there for the taking for them.
Now, the Nets have the best home record in the East, 33-8. But Charlotte, the second best road record. They were in position, could have won either of the first 2 games. They're going to need a special effort on Wednesday to have another basketball game here come next Friday, Mike.
Fourth quarter, once again, the difference. New Jersey has outscored Charlotte 24-12 as Paul Silas calls timeout. A reminder, coming up next, our playoff tripleheader rolls on as Jerry Stackhouse and the Pistons are in Boston trying to even things up against Paul Pierce and the Celtics at the Fleet Center. Celtics leading the series 2-1. And then in the late game, Shaquille O'Neal and the Lakers against Tim Duncan and the Spurs. Lakers winning on the road in game 3. They'll try and do it in game 4 at the Alamo Dome. The NBA playoffs continue on NBC, all coming up next.
The San Antonio Spurs aren't leaving the city, but they're moving out of that building. If they want to play in the Alamo Dome again, this afternoon will be a very good time for them to step up.
Meanwhile, New Jersey, their dream season continuing. There's the numbers for the 2 point guards. Davis and the Hornets falling short in the 4th, and that's where Kidd excels. The Nets on the verge of taking a 3-1 lead, and that would mean they'd be just 1 win away Wednesday's game at the Meadowlands for their first trip ever to the NBA Conference Finals. In their 26-year NBA history, they have never made it past the 2nd round, but boy, has so many things changed since Jason Kidd come aboard. You read their notes, and everything is like, Jason Kidd became the first net ever to. Jason Kidd became the first net ever to. He has set so many different records. And again, maybe most importantly, has changed the image of the franchise. Rod Thorne and that trade, what an enormous turnaround for one team.
More importantly, since Jason Kidd, there's a ton of team records. Most franchise wins, most home wins, tied for most road wins, furthest in the playoffs. The list is on and on. Jason Kidd has been the catalyst.
Wesley, a little bit of a hard foul on Richard Jefferson. So Wesley picking up the personal, and Jefferson will go to the line. Let's not forget the New Jersey defense. Again in the 4th quarter, they play so well defensively. Byron Scott says that's really our #1 strength, is how well we play defensively, and Kidd leads that.
They don't get credit for their defense, Mike. They're 5th in the league in points allowed. They're top 6 in field goal percentage defense across the board.
And Jefferson misses that one. Of course, Pistons and Celtics coming up from Boston. That's coming up next, game 4 of that series. And the Nets will hold it out. Charlotte will foul. Will this be the final game for the Hornets here in the city of Charlotte? Well, they're going to have to win on Wednesday in New Jersey to force a game 6. Would be back here on Friday. But the fans, how about this? On their feet, giving an ovation to the Charlotte Hornets. Kidd has to put it up because the shot clock's winding down. Goes out of bounds. And this is a nice little scene for the Charlotte Hornets. Final seconds. And that will do it. New Jersey takes a commanding 3-1 lead in this best-of-7 series. So for PJ Carlissimo, Chris Raggy, and our entire crew, this is Mike Crane. We'll be joining Tom Hammond, Mike Dunleavy, and Andrea Joyce in Boston for Game 4 there after these messages. You've been watching the NBA playoffs on NBC.
I have 9 grandchildren in 3 time zones. I try to talk to one of my grandkids every day. It can get expensive.
I call her Nana.
A friend of mine told me about AT&T Unlimited. For $19.95 a month, you can talk to anyone who has AT&T long distance at home.
She likes to talk to me.
You can talk as long as you want.
She likes to set the table, and she likes to sleep.
Call 1-800-REACH-OUT.
Ah, sugar. Ah, honey, honey. You are my candy girl, and you got me wanting you. Ah, honey. Ah, sugar, sugar. You are my candy girl, and you got me wanting you.
Mike Dunleavy, Andrea Joyce at the Fleet Center in Boston. This is game 4 of the Eastern Conference semifinal between the Pistons and the Celtics. Boston leading 2-1. This game just underway, 2 minutes into the first quarter, and a significant occurrence. The point guard of the Celtics, Kenny Anderson, picking up 2 fouls in the first minute of the game and taking a seat on the bench with Tony Delk now replacing him at point guard. There you see the lineups on the court at the moment, 2 minutes into the first quarter. Paul Pierce short on his shot. And Detroit with the rebound. Here's Atkins, 1-on-3. Turned back with the Celtic defense. Clifford Robinson. Back tapped by Wallace, but into the hands of Paul Pierce of Boston.
Clifton struggling from the outside. Did a good thing there by attacking the rim and coming up that short jumper. Just didn't put it down.
Antoine Walker with a look to the tee, who slams it home from Antoine Walker.
This Detroit team is placing so much emphasis on Walker and Pierce that it's going to leave the other guys open. They just have to do a good job of stepping up, and Walker did a nice job there of finding Petit.
Defense has been the byword of this series, of course, coming off that sometimes painful to watch Friday night game, 66-64, won by the Celtics, the lowest scoring game in NBA playoff history.
It was a defensive gem. Both teams.
That's
really,
always the coaches always say that.
Both teams did a great job intensely working it and doing a terrific job of defending, contesting shots.
Rick Carlisle, Jim O'Brien, the opposing coaches today. Carlisle, the former Celtic player who was NBA Coach of the Year, and O'Brien, who has led the Celtics back to glory.
I think this is what Cliff Robinson needs. He needs to start getting into the low post a little bit and looking, trying to attack Antoine Walker.
Takes it to the rim and draws the foul.
Boston foul to number 55.
See, Walker gets Robinson to bite, attacks with the dribble. Ben Wallace steps up, finds Petit. Walker does a nice job of setting up his teammate for the easy score.
Last foul on Eric Williams of Boston, his first, puts Cliff Robinson at the line. Robinson has been in the playoffs for 13 consecutive years now. He, of course, has played with Portland, Phoenix, now Detroit.
He made a big impact on this team coming over. His versatility defensively has freed up Ben Wallace to roam and be the secondary shot blocker and go strictly just go for the boards, because Robinson takes the toughest guy night in, night out for these Detroit Pistons.
In the Pistons' lone win of the series, the opening game in Detroit, he scored 30 points, including 6 3-point field goals. Walker for 3.
Well, that's big for Boston. If you can get one of the big guns with his confidence up, they've had some open shots in this series. They just haven't knocked them down.
Stackhouse against Pierce. Here's Atkins. He lets it fly. And Williams taps. Walker controls for the Celtics.
See, this is where usually Walker has that advantage. Off the dribble, he breaks these guys down. But against the Pistons, they match up so well, he doesn't get that opportunity.
Backing his way down, turns, hits. Antoine Walker, 7 points early.
Got the quick switch with Stackhouse, got the smaller guy on him, took him down into the paint, and just shot right over him.
Celtics by 5. Walker's hit 3 of his first 4 shots and has an assist. Off a screen, Robinson on the switch. Petit picks him up. Stackhouse for 3.
That shot was well defended. I mean, Pierce was right in his face on that shot. Good concentration by Stackhouse.
Stackhouse averaging 23 points a game in this series, but only shooting 39%. Pierce for 3. Can't answer.
Well, he's really struggled in this series after having a great series against Philadelphia.
He's now 1 of 15 from the 3-point arc. Robinson misses the 3.
And those are the ones that he has to bang down at some point in time if these Detroit Pistons are going to win this series. I mean, Cliff's a very good 3-point shooter, and he was wide open.
Threes are raining all over the place. That one goes for Tony Delk. Jim O'Brien with great confidence in Delk being the backup point guard, going to him early with Anderson in early foul trouble.
Well, Delk comes in, he gets 5 quick points. But Antoine Walker's been the story. Bangs down a 3. Last shot down the floor. Takes Stackhouse into a low post, turns over and shoots over the smaller defender. And then Delk banging down a three. Exactly what these Celtics need.
Celtics by 5. The NBA playoffs on NBC.
Hold on. I lost my wallet. My credit card was in it.
You do have a Capital One no hassle card, don't you?
Well, don't worry. There's not another human for miles.
Worried about losing your credit card? With Capital One's no hassle card, you're not liable for a penny. Plus, get the nation's lowest long-term fixed rates and no telemarketing.
It happens in the blink of an eye. That defining moment in every game. When that moment comes, will you have ice in your veins?
It's here. It's clear. New Gatorade Ice.
How hot are Old Navy summer shorts? To find out, we tested them on the sun. They're scientifically engineered for the whole thermonuclear family. Fun in the sun? Oh no, my friend. Fun on the sun. Old Navy summer shorts are guaranteed to keep you cool at sizzling hot prices. Just $5.50 to $24.50 for the whole family. Only at Old Navy. Is it hot up here or is it just me?
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Adidas Climacool, giving you 360 degrees of ventilation. Feel the breeze. By Capital One, who asks, what's in your wallet? By McDonald's, we love to see you smile. And by Gatorade Thirst Quencher. It's in the NBA. Is it in you? Back at the Fleet Center, 7:02 to play first quarter, and the Celtics off to a good start, hitting 6 of their first 9 shots. And, of course, the Celtics present all sorts of matchup problems with their 2 big guns, Paul Pierce and Antoine Walker. But Detroit's good defense has held them in relative check in this series.
Well, Detroit's done a great job. I mean, you look at the numbers tell the story. You look at the first round, Pierce and Walker averaged a total of 54 points a game against the 76ers. This series is down to 36, and their three-point shooting has been dismal, although Antoine Walker looks like he's going to heat it up today.
Off to the good start, as you see, 3 of his first 4. Pierce is 0 for 2, but he does have 2 rebounds and 3 assists. And Tony Delk has given him a spark off the bench when Kenny Anderson picked up 2 fouls in the first minute. Delk has come in at the point guard, has hit 2 threes for 6 points. Actually 5 points, one of them was a 2. Antoine Walker called for his first foul. There's Jim O'Brien in his first full season as the Celtics head coach.
Boston has really forced Detroit into an outside shooting game totally. We've seen one post-up from Cliff Robinson where he got to the free throw line. I think they need to try to get a little more post-up action.
And Jim O'Brien has put a great emphasis on defense with the Celtics, starting from the moment he took over from Rick Pitino last season. Especially that half-court defense. They dropped the Pitino trademark press. They hadn't been pressing that much anyway at the time. But really worked on half-court defense, and it paid dividends this season. Delk fouled by Atkins. First foul on Chucky.
We saw there Pierce's drive to the basket. He drew a crowd and came out of it up in the air and found Delk like he did a couple times already in this game.
I was saying earlier that Jim O'Brien had great confidence in Tony Delk.
Well, he's had him. He knows he's got the ability to score the ball, and he's under contract. He's going to be a player that's going to be here for the next few years.
Pistons turn it over after Robinson blocked Delk's shot.
So you see the drive here by Delk. Great anticipation, great shot blocking.
Walker looking for Pierce.
Boy, Robinson did a great job of forcing Pierce to have to come way out with his long arms.
Delk spotted for three. No good. And rebounded by Michael Curry of the Pistons.
As soon as one of these stars for Boston puts the ball on the floor, the defense starts to swarm him.
Wallace setting a screen for Atkins. Takes it to the rim. Blocked by Williams, but right back to Atkins. Jump shot good. Atkins has 4 points. It's a 3-point Boston lead. Walker closely defended by Robinson. Now Antoine on the low post. Lost it, but a foul. Curry with a foul, bailing out Antoine Walker, who looked to be in trouble.
Yeah, I thought first of all, I thought he picked his feet up and traveled on a play. Then he lost it. You know, they're switching everything right now, and so Walker's going to get that mismatch. It's a little bit of a size. Where Curry's a tough defender down there, but it's a size advantage for Walker, and you see Boston trying to exploit it.
Curry will go to the Detroit bench, having picked up 2 fouls, replaced by Corliss Williamson, the 6th man award winner in the NBA.
Corliss had a great season from the bench. One of the reasons why their bench led the NBA in scoring. And this is a game that he needs to be heard from. He can't be scoreless.
Averaging 14 points a game on the season, and 8th in the league in field goal percentage, hitting 51%. Down a little in the playoffs, averaging 10 a game as Walker continues with a hot hand for the Celtics.
Well, again, down in the low post, he had a nice little advantage.
Walker's hit 4 of his first 5, 9 points. Battie coming to help Delk on the pick and roll. Here's Stackhouse. Cut off by Pierce. Turns. Can't hit.
So far, the tale of the game is, you know, Boston getting into the paint some, posting up some, and Detroit just shooting outside shots.
Battie. Williams with the offensive board. Walker for 3. And rebounded by Williamson. He threw it too hard, though. Atkins couldn't handle it. The Celtics get it right back.
Boston's got 2, 3 guys in the backcourt still.
Walker, good ball fake. Wallace committed, and Walker puts it through. He has 11.
Walker did a nice job of having the angle to attack, and he got Ben Wallace up in the air and just scooped the ball right under him.
22nd timeout by Detroit. Antoine Walker's been the story in the first quarter.
Two points is 2 points. Don't be a show-off. I don't care if you slam dunk. I don't care if you shoot a layup. 2 points is 2 points. All you gotta do is take a short shot, box out, rebound. You ain't got to dunk on everybody. Forget about the theatrics. All you getting for that is two. You ain't scored 2 points your whole life. Who you gonna listen to? How about yourself? Obey your thirst. Sprite. Hey, yo, Kobe, you think you're getting some tickets? Courtside? Yeah. Come on.
Antoine Walker, hot for the Celtics.
Well, Walker's done a great job in trying to create his post-up game here. He attacks the rim, gets Wallace up off the air, and scoops the ball in underneath him. He has been the story of this first quarter. He's been aggressive to score, and he shot a very nice percentage.
There you see 5 of 7 shooting for his 11 points, and points in the paint, 10-0 in favor of the Celtics. Pierce had the steal, but fouled Stackhouse. Number 1 on Pierce. Here's Rodney Rogers into the game for the first time, replacing Tony Battie in the Celtic lineup. Rogers, who came over from Phoenix in the trade in February, former 6-man award winner.
This is an effort on Jimmy O'Brien's part to draw Ben Wallace further away from the paint so that he doesn't have a chance to come help versus penetrations or post-ups.
They've really had success here early in the paint, as we said. 10 points already for the Celtics down low, especially Antoine Walker with his post-up.
Detroit in a bonus now. They need to become a little more aggressive, trying to get their free throw line, maybe to get their confidence back, their shooting eyes by getting those free shots.
Just over 4 minutes left, opening quarter of game 4. And Boston leading by 5. They go to Pierce on the low block. Double down from Wallace, and he gets the steal.
That was a perfect opportunity. Ben Wallace being the nearest defender. He was going down for double. Left Rodney Rogers wide open. Pierce just didn't deliver the ball.
Williams went for the steal, and Williamson puts it in. Corliss Williamson of Detroit, his first bucket. Those points in the paint. Those last 2, the first in the paint for the Pistons, as Boston calls a timeout. 3:34 left, first quarter. Celtics on top by 3.
Be cool.
Killian's Irish Red. One look says a lot.
I'm so embarrassed.
A lot of words can be used to describe our chicken. Wholesome, USDA inspected, and of course, yum.
Think of e-business as a game. You got players, you got management. You got opponents who don't always play by the rules. This game takes strategy and the ability to move that metaphorical ball that is information with more money on the line than in any other game that's ever been played. E-business isn't just a game, it's the game. So if you're going to play, play to win.
By Ocean's 11 now on DVD and video.
You're either in or you're out.
The guys
Want to check the batteries?
who took the house
You're a thief and a liar.
are coming to your house.
Exactly.
Ocean's 11. Buy it now on DVD and video.
The rules have changed. Now there is no up or down. Introducing Mach 3 Turbo. Total comfort whether you shave down or up. A new anti-friction coating on all 3 blades. Plus a new strip releases even more lubrication. So even against the grain, you get less irritation and the closest shave. It's turning the shaving world upside down. The revolutionary new Mach 3 Turbo. From Gillette, the best a man can get.
With a thrilling wire-to-wire win, War Emblem scored a 3rd Kentucky Derby victory for Bob Baffert. But now as the focus shifts to the Preakness, Baffert finds himself in a familiar position. Twice before, he has narrowly missed the coveted Triple Crown. Will the unheralded War Emblem finally be the one? The Preakness, next Saturday at 5 Eastern on NBC.
Boston leads by 3. Antoine Walker's been able to exploit his low post game here early.
But Walker's really taking the Bulls by the horn here. He starts in the low post. He gets a nice little layup right here. Attacks off the dribble. Gets the shot blocker up in the air. Makes the play for his teammate. Takes a smaller defender in the low post and scores there. Then takes the ball to the rim. Gets Wallace up again in the air and finishes strong. What I like about what he's doing today is he has not been shooting the ball well from 3-point range. So he's gone inside, scores in the paint, and then you see he's got that 1, 2, 3-pointers. He's made one of them today. Get his confidence back.
And so far this first quarter, Ben Wallace, the Defensive Player of the Year, has been a non-factor. No blocks, no rebounds.
Well, again, their idea is to try and stretch him. They got Rodney Rogers in the game, and as you talk, he gets his first board.
The man who led the league in rebounding, averaging 15 in the playoffs. Block shot, Celtics take it the other way.
Well, that was a tough pass by Rogers in the post to Walker.
Deflected by Robinson. Pistons get the steal. Pistons had 20 turnovers in that Friday night game. Now, you're going to say that was caused by good defense, but it looked to me like a lot of unforced errors.
Well, turnovers are a big issue, particularly in low possession games. Those and offensive rebounds are very, very key. And both teams, 18 by the Celtics, 20 by Detroit, way too many in the type of game they were playing.
Tony Battia returns for the Celtics, and Eric Williams gets a rest.
Right now, Detroit's been trying to exploit Williamson in the low post. He's the one guy they had that really can post up. He's got a big, wide body. Boston's trying to pay a whole lot of attention to him right now.
Again, trying to post up, but Rodney Rogers fronting him, preventing the entry pass. Atkins misses the layup as the shot clock goes off, didn't hit the rim, so 24-second violation.
They were a little bit late there. When you're being fronted in the low post, you have to swing the ball to the top to have the better entry pass in. And when Boston was defending that, they didn't. Detroit didn't do that quickly enough.
Pierce takes it to the rim, dishes it off. Rogers measures a three. Couldn't hit. Wallace's second board.
I mean, Pierce did a terrific job of just sucking the defense in and drawing and kicking to Rogers. The pass was a little bit low, but he had plenty of time to gather it in and make that shot.
Stackhouse. Floater no good. Wallace taps not there. And saved by Battie. Here's Walker one-on-one against Robinson. And then Rogers fumbled the pass. Walker gets it back. Little hesitation move, and Robinson fouled him.
His pass to Rodney Rogers was a great pass. He just surprised Rogers. Kick out back here. He freezes Cliff Robinson with the head fake. Then Wallace comes over to take the charge, but Robinson fouls him prior to it.
The officials today, Steve Javy, Louis Grillo, and Tom Washington. And Antoine Walker. Missing that free throw. Walker has carried the offense for the Celtics here in the first quarter. Paul Pierce has yet to score. And there he is game by game so far in the series.
Well, and you look at these numbers, and he already has 5 field goals today. So he's really done a great job. He knows they needed some offense, and he's the one that's been stepping up for the Celtics at this point.
12 points in the first quarter with 2 minutes left.
Detroit brings in John Barry to try and give them some outside presence to stretch this defense that's taken away their low post game.
Rick Carlisle telling us that Barry is going to have to score some buckets if the Pistons are going to win here at the Fleet Center, where they have not fared well.
I think what they've been worried about with John is the matchup, with Paul Pierce, but all of a sudden now he's got a smaller defender.
And on cue, John Barry knocks down his first shot. Pistons within 2.
You see right away they're going to go right away to Pierce against Barry, trying to get him in post-up advantage. Barry did a nice job of denying the pass, and Robinson put good pressure on Walker, and he threw the ball away.
Pistons with a chance to tie or take the lead. Wallace with a screen for Atkins. Pick and roll. Atkins might have traveled, threw it away over the head of Barry. Here's Antoine Walker on the fly. Got it.
Well, he had such a great angle to attack the basket. Neither one of the two Pistons, Barry or Robinson, had any chance of getting back to him without fouling him.
Walker's now hit 6 of 8 to open the game inside the final minute of the first. Robinson to Williamson, rimmed out.
That's a really good play by the Pistons, though. They did a good job attacking the zone defense, drove the seam, found the open man, and just didn't convert.
Delk for 3. Tapped by Rogers. Delk wades in, but can't control it. Detroit ball.
See, what Detroit is doing right now is they're trying to play that weak side defensive corner. Boston's sending the third man to the strong side to zone up, so you have to have a three-point shooter on the weak side to make them pay the price. So they either have Cliff Robinson or Barry in those positions right now.
Atkins pulls up over Delk. Missed everything. Didn't even hit the rim. Pierce trying to split defenders. Ball out of bounds. It will go back to Detroit.
Detroit ball.
1.1 second. Atkins from backcourt as the first quarter comes to a close. A first quarter dominated by Antoine Walker of the Celtics. He scored the last 7 Boston points and finishes with 14 in the first quarter on 6 of 8 shooting. At the end of one quarter in Game 4, Antoine Walker and the Celtics leading the Pistons 21-17.
I feel it in my fingers. I feel it in my toes. Well, love is all around me, and so the feeling grows. It's written on the wind. It's everywhere I go.
Who is the man that can jam over any man? Can you dig it? Who's the cat that wants sourdough, bacon, and all that? I'm talking about Shack Pack. The new Shack Pack. Grilled sourdough bacon cheeseburger, crispy fries with free warm cheddar cheese dipping sauce, and a Coca-Cola classic. You gotta have a Shack Pack, baby.
Energizer E Squared Lithium, the world's longest lasting AA battery and digital cameras. Energizer E Squared Lithium. Do you have the bunny inside?
He may be New York's newest billionaire.
Don't you go and spend it all on some fancy record player.
I won't. But he's still the same sweet.
You want some Cocoa Pebbles?
Simple. Small town boy.
Help me, Big Mom!
Don't worry, I'll get him. Got your pocketbook?
Adam Sandler is
Sorry about that, dude.
Mr. Deeds.
I swear I'm not trying to do that.
Rated PG-13. In theaters June 28th.
Don't miss a special gala honoring America's record-setting Salt Lake Olympic team, the Corbell Celebration of Olympic Champions, next Saturday, 3:30 Eastern, NBC.
Antoine Walker carrying the Celtics offense in that first quarter. He scored their last 7 points. Has 14 of their 21. And his high-scoring teammate Paul Pierce is 0 for 3, has not yet scored, but he has contributed with 4 rebounds and 4 assists.
Again, I wouldn't be surprised to see them try and get Pierce off against Barry in the low post as they come down on this possession.
Tony Delk again at the point guard after Kenny Anderson picked up 2 fouls in the first minute of the game. Walker's pass deflected. Nice catch by Pierce. Here he is against Barry with Robinson edging over to help. Finds Delk just inside the arc. And Wallace taps it to Barry even though he was blocked off the boards.
Well, again, Pierce did a nice job of finding his teammates. They got to knock the shots down.
Williamson fouled by Rogers.
Boston fouls number 54, Rodney Rogers, his first team foul on the Celtics.
It's a good pass against the front. Again, pass the ball to the high side and deliver it in before the weak side defense can get there. It's a nice pass by Cliff Robinson.
First shot by Corliss, no good. Where's Walton? Will log on to NBA.com to find out where Bill will be on Monday. We know where he is today, I think. Follow the Where's Walton NBA Playoffs 2002 Love It Live Tour on NBA.com. We believe he's in San Antonio for Game 3 today. He was here Friday night to see the Celtics beat the Pistons in the lowest scoring playoff game in NBA history.
Well, Corliss has been unable to get on track. That's 2 free throws and an easy layup that he's missed so far in this game.
Detroit shooting 29% to open the game, and they've been outshot and out-rebounded, but they're only down by 4. Walker shooting over Robinson, and Antoine is feeling it now. 16 for Antoine Walker.
His ability to put the ball on the floor scares these defenders. He shakes them off and freezes them. He's making that medium-range outside shot.
He's making that. It's going to be a tough time for the defense. Here's Barry for 3. Air ball. Celtics will get it. Rogers as Walker sets down on the low block. Pierce for three. Now they say a two. He had a foot on the line, but it's his first basket of the game.
Well, he did a good job there setting the back screen on Walker to get him to the low post. When Barry helped out, he got wide open for the shot.
So Paul Pierce averaging 26 points a game throughout the playoffs, 19 in the series, scores his first bucket with 10:25 till halftime. And the basket by Pierce gives the Celtics their biggest lead, 25-17.
The Lakers look to go 2-up on the Spurs, next on NBC.
Come on. What's in here?
A lot of cargo room is a good thing. Right?
Unbelievable.
The Accord from Honda.
Well, you're never gonna get it. Tell me what's that for? You happy with what you get? That guy's been awake since the Second World War. Well, you're never gonna get it. Tell me what's that for? You happy with what you get? That guy's been awake since the Second World War.
You pump. Yes. You pump. You pump. Aloha.
It takes two, baby. It takes two, baby. Me and you. It just takes two.
I taught him how to do that reverse slam dunk.
I taught him the fundamentals.
Boxing out.
Boxing out.
Dipsy doing.
Rebound.
Twist people up.
Bounce pass.
That's me.
I taught him.
I showed him that.
That's me.
Not you, me. That was me.
Who you gonna listen to? How about yourself? Obey your thirst. Sprite.
I thought you told him to be a dentist. Man, don't move your head.
Come on. Come on.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Rocky Mountain Cold Coors Light. Cold down easy. By the Honda Accord. It's advanced, it's roomy, it's the Accord. By American Express. Make life rewarding. And by Sprite. Obey your thirst. Springtime in New England means Celtics basketball in the playoffs again. Look at the shooting today. Game 3, they hit 35% and scored, 64 points. Today, 27% shooting by the Detroit Pistons, while Boston has hit 11 of 22, 50%.
Well, it's been all from the outside from Detroit today. They haven't been able to establish an inside presence as of yet.
Damon Jones into the game for the Pistons. 6-3 in his 4th season from Houston.
Jones is an excellent outside shooter. They're trying to find somebody that can find the well here for them today.
Barry hit his first shot, then threw up an air ball the last one he took. Here's Jones for 3.
See, I'll tell you what.
Let's check in with Andrea Joyce. Andrea?
All right, Tom, during that last timeout, Rick Carlisle told his team he was looking for 3 things: more post presence, more drive presence, and better defense. Back to you, Tom.
There's some good defense from the NBA's leader in block shots. Wallace rejects Pierce. Barry for 3.
Well, that was Boston's pet play of posting up Pierce. Walker to Pierce and that lob over the top. It was a great effort by Ben Wallace to come off his man and get that block shot.
Pierce, open 3. Came off the Matisse screen. He's now 1 of 16 in the series from the three-point arc.
You know, it might be in his head a little bit now because he doesn't even look comfortable with that shot.
Robinson left open for a moment. Shoots it into the 3rd row. Way over the head of John Barry.
See, Detroit understands that the weak side is where you got to hurt these guys. Barry just banged down that last one in transition, so they're conscious of trying to find him over there. But Boston's doing a good job getting their hands up and forcing a tough pass.
Delk waiting for the inside players to set. Here's Walker on the low post. Delk takes it himself and scores.
Well, I didn't like that defensive possession by Detroit. I mean, he just drove from the wing and was uncontested all the way to the rim.
Too easy, wasn't it? Celtics by 7. Jones penetrates, threw it right to Pierce of Boston, and then Robinson holding him, trying to get it back. Cliff Robinson.
Well, I think Boston, the last possession, the play breaks down on them. They got a little confused on it. Time starts running down, and Delk comes all the way from the wing, gets through the meat of the paint, and just lays the ball in. I'm sure Rick Carlisle's not very happy about that possession.
Tony Delk has scored 7 in the first half. Cliff Robinson picked up his second foul. He'll go to the bench. John Barry also checking out as Stackhouse returns. Curry has come back as well. So Barry, who scored the last 5 points, takes a seat on the bench. Antoine Walker missed that one, but back tap by Batie. Delk for 3.
And with offensive rebounds, those are big, big possessions. Really hurt a team.
Tony Delk, the second Celtic in double figures. They're up by 10. Bodied by Paul Pierce, who will be tagged with the foul. It's his second foul.
You see Walker going up against Corliss, misses the shot. Batie with a little bit of a push, then a tap out to Delk, who bangs down the 3-point shot. Offensive rebounds, low possession game. That's a very big play.
Second foul on Pierce. Looks like Rogers is set to check in for Hall as Stackhouse misses the free throw. And Rogers does replace Pierce.
Really, from Pistons standpoint, they've missed 3 free throws by pretty decent shooters and 1 wide open layup.
1 of 5 is Stackhouse. He misses 2 free throws. He shot 86% at the line in the regular season, and Detroit has missed all 4 free throws this quarter. Here's Williams on the low post. Over Stackhouse. Wallace taps it to himself for the rebound, number 4. Williamson tried to pass inside. Nice catch finally by Wallace. His shot blocked, and then a jump ball called on the rebound.
Boston does a great job of just swarming Ben Wallace here. You see 4 guys around the basketball, and he finally is able to dig it out and get a jump ball.
I think it was Delk that slapped down on the ball, disrupting the Wallace shot. Batie and Wallace will jump it up at the Detroit free throw line. 7:27 left, second quarter. Boston with a 10-point lead as Detroit controls the tap. Stackhouse off a screen to Wallace, low post. On the double down, let's see who they catch with a foul. Is it Williams who is doubling? It is.
That's kind of good news and bad news. You get an opportunity down the low post. Ben Wallace draws the foul. He's not a great free throw shooter.
Wallace, a poor free throw shooter in the 40s in the regular season. And don't forget, coming up next, Game 4, the Western Conference semifinals. The Lakers and the Spurs, Shaq and Tim. The third game of our playoff triple header today on NBC. And coming up, the Mavericks and the Kings on TNT Monday, starting at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Rogers. Short way short on the shot. Hauled down by Wallace. Detroit wants to run.
I think he should have forced the issue a little bit more. Nice move by Corliss Williamson in the post. Spin move, created him some space. He knocks down a 14-footer.
Big Nasty, they call him, the former All-American and SEC Player of the Year from Arkansas, who has been the super sub for the Pistons this season. Timeout with 6:41 left in the second quarter. Here's Big Nasty at work.
But Corliss, he takes Williams, spins off him, turns around for the wide-open 14-footer.
Celtics by 7.
Kathy, I can't make it tonight.
Tell her who you work for.
I work for the CIA.
That is so lame.
From the best-selling thriller by Tom Clancy.
A neo-fascist bought an A-bomb on the black market. Cut him off.
Ben Affleck.
I think it might be the Russians.
It wasn't the Russians.
Morgan Freeman.
It adds up. We just don't like what it adds up to.
The bomb is in play.
The Sum of All Fears, directed by Phil Robinson. Rated PG-13. Starts Friday, May 31st.
Buy Ocean's 11 on DVD and hit the jackpot.
Exactly.
With 2 on-the-money documentaries, commentaries from the stars and filmmakers, and get in on the con.
You're either in or you're out.
Ocean's 11. Buy it now on DVD.
And now for the show's premiere coat. It's gotta be the dog chow.
For a healthy and shiny coat, try new Dog Chow Lamb Meal and Rice Formula. Incredible dog food, incredible dogs. Purina Dog Chow brand.
I can't let old Mr. Hetherington take you away, Red. You need to be free again. Go on now! Get out of here! Please. You have to go.
With a leather interior and the available Honda DVD entertainment system,
I'll never forget you!
it's one of the joys of parenthood.
Sorry, guys. How was dance class?
The Odyssey from Honda.
NBA playoffs. Detroit, Boston, love it live.
The Lakers, the Spurs. Kobe Bryant led the charge with 31 points as the Lakers staged a furious fourth-quarter rally to regain the home court advantage. Now the two-time defending champions look to go 2-up, but league MVP Tim Duncan and the Spurs are determined to tie the series. Coming up next on NBC.
I want to wish my mom and all the moms out there, special Mother's Day.
Hey, Mama, this is Jerry. Just saying happy Mother's Day to you, and I love you very, very much.
I just want to say happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, especially mine. Happy Mother's Day.
Well, Mom loves the truth. That's Paul Pierce's nickname. And some of them passed up a day with Mom to be here at the Fleet Center. And Paul lucky enough to have his mom in attendance today. That's Lorraine Hosey, Paul Pierce's mom. Paul got off to a slow start, but contributed in ways other than scoring for the Celtics. The big gun was Antoine Walker. His mom, Diane Walker, is also in attendance today. Kenny Anderson returns at the point guard spot for the Celtics as Antoine Walker lowers his shoulder and is called for the offensive foul as Corliss Williamson took the charge. Those two longtime rivals from their college days when Corliss played at Arkansas and Walker at Kentucky.
Well, Walker loves to drive the ball left, and Corliss Williamson just sat right on and just took that charge. Interesting matchup now, given Pierce the ref. Delks had such a good start to this game that they left him in the two-guard spot.
Corliss Williamson missing, but drawing the foul. First foul on Tony Delk of Boston. Detroit hit all 4 free throws in the first quarter, but only 1 of 6 here in the second at the strike. Corliss Williamson.
Well, I mean, for him, maybe he has to put up the numbers that he had in the first round. 15 points, 50% shooting from the field. That's what this Detroit team needs from him off the bench. He needs to be the igniter for this team.
He's gotten a half dozen points off the bench for the Pistons today, and they're down by 5. And the 2 free throws by the Celtics. Anderson, short. Wallace with the outlet, picked off by Kenny Anderson.
The second outlet pass Detroit is thrown away.
Walker attacking Williamson and scoring. Number 16, number 18 for Walker.
Just has, he's got that quick release. Once he breaks you down, before you get your hand up, he releases the ball. Got a nice in-between game today.
Stackhouse dealt right with him, gives it back to Williamson. The reverse is good.
That's a beautiful play right there. Stackhouse has the advantage with Delk, and Corliss Williamson was looking for Stackhouse the whole way. Brought him from weak side to strong side, gave him the handoff, and then because of the attention on the jump out, he drops a nice bounce pass down to Corliss.
Corliss, the leading scorer for the Pistons with 8, as Walker again takes it to the rim and draws the foul.
Last time down, Corliss knows he loves that Walker loves to go left, so Walker goes right this time and scores. That sets up this last opportunity where he gets back to his left again, and now he beats me so badly that he just takes the foul, so he doesn't get the easy layup.
Paul Pierce on the Celtics bench. Subpar scoring game for Paul so far, only 2 points. While Antoine Walker is shooting for number 20. And he got it.
Well, Pierce's calling card is the 4th quarter. We'll see if that materializes today.
He has had a good game in other departments with 5 rebounds and 4 assists. And he hasn't really needed to score, in all honesty, because Walker has been so hot. Stackhouse. Rogers came to help, left his man open, and they make him pay as Michael Curry puts it down. Again, it's Antoine Walker. And they're going to call a foul on Williamson. Didn't appear to be that much contact that time, but the whistle against Corliss.
Yeah, that one was kind of cheap. He did put his knee into him a little bit, I thought, on the play. But again, without him losing the basketball on it, he wasn't going anywhere.
Curry to the bench as Cliff Robinson returns for the Pistons. Rogers for 3. Wallace way up for the board. With 8 rebounds now. Averaging 15 a game in the playoffs. Robinson for 3. Right off the bench, Cliff Robinson hits the 3-pointer, and suddenly the Pistons within 2.
That's quite an ability to be able to come off the bench and knock down your first open look. Usually you like to get into the flow of the game before you take a long shot like that.
How can you lose Antoine Walker? He was standing right under the rim, wide open.
But Kenny Anderson did a great job of finding him. Cliff Robinson tried to beat Walker to the spot, and Walker seen that he lost sight of the ball, just stayed under the rim, and Anderson found it.
9 of 12 shooting for Antoine, 22 points. Corliss can't answer. Wallace had a hand on the offensive rebound and is knocked to the floor. Celtic foul. It's number 1 on Tony Battie.
Again, it's an interesting journey when this fellow goes to the free throw line. He does so many good things for this team, but sometimes this free throw can be like a turnover if he misses both.
He is a rebounding machine, though.
He does so many great things for this team, and he's really helped them improve from 32 wins last year to 50 this year.
This is both tapped by Williamson twice. Rogers hauled it down, knocked away from him, but here comes Rogers out of the pack. Stolen. Wallace leads the break.
Big fella shows his ball handling ability.
Thought better of it after a while and gave it up.
Coach is on the bench. Please give it up.
Damon Jones missing the layup.
Great hustle by the Celtics. A couple of different times now, coming up with these loose balls.
The Deflected by Robinson. The Celtics will get it back.
You know, both these teams are very active. I mean, you see all the deflections and loose balls and guys getting on the floor. I mean, they're really putting a great effort out here today.
Two coaches that believe strongly in good defense.
No defense, no rings.
Anderson, they left him open on the pick and roll. And Cronus Williamson taps it to his teammate Jones. Jones for three. And Delk wades in for the rebound.
Boy, Detroit, every time they run their pick and roll, they're getting, I mean, Boston does a great job of jumping out. They need to set a little bit lower so they get closer in shots for their guys where the rotators can't get to them.
Walker attacking Robinson. Help from Wallace made him give it up. The T saves. Delk. Jim O'Brien saying that Delk can win a game for you by himself, but he didn't have much confidence in his shot. He said his confidence in his shot continues to grow with every game, and maybe today is his breakout game. He has that rebound. He scored 12 points on 5 of 9 shooting. Delk got his own rebound momentarily, then Wallace took it away. Jones.
He had a great angle there. It was a good attack. Walker was left with the only option was to foul him on the play.
Inside the final 2 minutes of the half. And the Celtics with the ball up 4. Rogers. Traveling call. Boston will turn it over.
See here, Walker on the spin. The help comes out. Ball's down on the floor. And that good shooter over in that weak side corner comes up with it, and Delk drains it. He's having a terrific day. And a quick outlet pass. Damon Jones beats Rogers, who tries to grab for the ball. He's got the angle on Walker, and he goes into for a nice, easy score. Something Detroit hasn't seen much of today.
The NBA playoffs on NBC.
Presenting a very rare Honda Accord, featuring sporty alloy wheels, remote entry system, driver's seat with power height adjustment, power moonroof, and a very special price. The Accord Special Edition. Hurry, because a Honda like this only comes around once in a, well, you know.
Mr. Moon.
This is what it feels like when you eat the wrong thing before a game. Prepare yourself with the pregame food you need. Gatorade Energy Bar, packed with the carbs and protein your body needs to tear it up. Get ahead of the game.
Walking on the beaches, looking at the beaches. Strolling along, minding my own business.
Hold on. I lost my wallet and my credit card was in it.
You do have a Capital One no hassle card, don't you?
Well, don't worry. There's not another human for miles.
Worried about losing your credit card? With Capital One's no hassle card, you're not liable for a penny. Plus, get the nation's lowest long-term fixed rates and no telemarketing.
right, guys, we'll be joining you shortly. 1:34 left in the second quarter. And Boston holding a 38-34 lead thanks to the scoring heroics of Antoine Walker, who's hit 9 of 12, 22 points. The rest of the team, led by Delk's dozen, have managed only 16. So Walker and Delk carrying the load. They have combined for 34 of their 38 points.
Yeah, I mean, Detroit can't feel too bad about their position right now. They haven't played great. They've missed some free throws and an easy score. And they're right in this ball game.
Cliff Robinson, tough shot. And fouled by Walter McCarty, who just entered at the last timeout. McCarty 6'10", sixth season from Kentucky, one of 3 Kentucky players on the team. Delk, McCarty, Walker, and of course Jim O'Brien was an assistant to Rick Pitino at Kentucky.
So what I liked about that last play, they put pick and roll. They put Corliss Williamson in, who's got the ability to hit the medium-range jump shot. And on a weak side, they had Damon Jones and Cliff Robinson. And they let Ben Wallace underneath the basket. So they put a little more pressure that time on the rotations of the Boston Celtics, and they got a good result.
Cliff Robinson for Rick Carlisle's Pistons hits the 2 free throws to make it a 2-point game.
Boston fares without Walker on the floor this time.
Anderson steps up and delivers a brick. Williamson out-scraps Rogers for the rebound, and Detroit a chance to tie or take the lead in the final minute of the half. Anderson almost had the steal. Here's Williamson against Rogers. Jones for 3. Offensive rebound, Wallace. Stackhouse fires. He got the 3. Jerry Stackhouse with the offensive rebound from Ben Wallace. Big Ben with the board. And the Pistons have a 1-point lead.
This is what we talked about in the opening here today. His ability to garner those extra possessions in a tight ball game.
Delk guarded by Stackhouse. McCarty a long 3. Stackhouse with a rebound. Rogers steps in front of him. That'll be an offensive foul on Stackhouse.
Wow.
Tough call.
I'll tell you what. We're seeing Stackhouse come right at us, reading his eyes, and he's saying to himself, you know what? I've got this angle on Rodney Rogers. I'm going to create the contact here. I'm going to force the issue right now and go to the free throw line. And Rogers jumps all the way out, steps his foot on the baseline, and gets the call.
Hustling play by Rodney Rogers gives the ball back to Boston with 17.7 in the second quarter.
That's a tough possession, you know. Instead of being able to go in with the lead on Detroit's half, now you can put the ball in Boston's hands where they've got the opportunity.
And here's Antoine Walker, who's been unstoppable in the first half. 8 seconds. Walker one-on-one against Robinson. Help from Jones, got the ball away. Anderson finds Delk for 3.
Another loose ball pickup by the Boston Celtics makes Detroit pay.
It's been a wildcat first half for the Boston Celtics. The 2 former Kentucky players, Antoine Walker and Tony Delk. Walker with 22, Delk with 15.
You see Walker going one-on-one. The help comes from the weak side. Kenny Anderson comes up with the loose ball and finds Delk in the corner, and he bangs down that open 3. What a half by Tony Delk.
The Boston Celtics looking to take a commanding 3-1 series lead. Up at halftime, 41-39. Stay tuned for Ahmad Rashad and Tom Tolbert in our New York studios for Verizon Wireless at the half. You're watching the NBA playoffs on NBC.
Grab us some drinks. I'll be out in a minute.
Dessert, doctor?
For a refreshing alternative, go with Clan Z.
200 horsepower Acura RSX.
Have you noticed? You hear something new at fountains today. People who think young say, Pepsi, please.
The lively crowd today agrees. Those who think young say, Pepsi, please. They pick the right one, the modern light one. Now it's Pepsi. Pepsi. For those who think young, the right one, the modern light one. Now it's Pepsi. For those who think young.
At the Home Depot, we're driving down the cost of home improvement. Now is the time to buy carpet. Choose from over 3,000 styles, colors, and textures. And right now, get the carpet pad free with installation. Plus, for all your projects, get no payments and no interest till January 2003 on any Home Depot consumer credit card purchase of $299 or more. At the Home Depot, we've got lower prices nailed.
NBC Monday, it's here. The Fear Factor Tournament of Champions, where 13 previous winners will face their worst nightmares.
You're each gonna go for a swim. Seems pretty easy, right? Well, not if I toss in the
all-new Fear Factor Tournament of Champions, NBC Monday at 8/7 Central.
This is Verizon Wireless at the half. Verizon Wireless, we never stop working for you.
It is halftime at the Fleet Center in Boston with the Celtics leading the Pistons by 2. Ahmad Rashad and Tom Tolbert back in our New York studio with Verizon Wireless at the half. Tom, your thoughts on the first half?
Pathetic. It is. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, you can spin it any way you want. You can say it's defense. Go ahead. You can spin that cube and look at it any way you want to. It all comes out pathetic to me. I mean, the guy's standing around the three-point line. You take shots, you miss. You take shot, you miss. It's like that movie where Rick Moranis was in. It's like Honey, Who Shrunk the Kids. Like, Honey, Who Shrunk the Rim? And no one can. Somebody make a bucket. Just have a 5-0 run. That would be fun. Something.
Right now, let's take a look back at our first game where the Nets, with 2 games to 1 lead, took on the Hornets in Charlotte. Jason Kidd able to play despite his stitches and impaired vision, suffered in Game 3. Late in the third quarter, Baron Davis goes coast to coast for 2 of his team-high 20 points. The game was tied at 64 headed into the fourth.
Kept him in it, but really struggled from the free throw line, and that cost him.
Kidd took over 0 for 6 from behind the arc. To this point, buries the 3, Nets by 4.
It's amazing as he makes the plays. The ball's always in his hands in the fourth quarter.
Kidd to Van Horn, back-to-back threes put the Nets up by 7. Van Horn with 16. Then it's Kidd once again, this time going the length of the floor and the foul. Game-high 24 points, just 2 assists shy of a triple-double. The final score, New Jersey wins at 89-79. And after the game, Chris Raggi spoke with the Nets leader, Jason Kidd.
Ahmad, thank you very much. Jason, how tough was it to win this game, given your condition under these circumstances? Toughest game ever for you?
Well, it is, but, the biggest thing is always tough coming on the road in the playoffs to try to win a game. And, Charlotte's a very talented team, and we had our work cut out. I'm just happy for the guys to respond from, Game 3. We didn't play our best, and, you got to give my teammates a lot of credit because they came out and played this afternoon.
I know a lot of times rebounding, obviously, the team with the advantage usually prevails in the end. You guys got so many second-chance opportunities today. Was that the deciding factor?
Well, I think in Game 3 we learned our lesson. We can't be soft. And, we knew Charlotte's a physical team, and when the ball bounced our way this afternoon.
And as far as you go, I mean, 24 points, 11 rebounds, 8 assists. I mean, can anything stop you? Obviously, 15-plus stitches above your eye can't.
Well, I'll have those for a while. But, I was just looking for opportunities, and I got a lot of points at the line, just being aggressive. And, my teammates got me in position to succeed. And, it's a team effort today. I'm just happy we won, and now we got to get ready for Game 5.
And real quickly, 1 win away from the conference finals. First time ever for this franchise.
Well, this is the hardest part, is closing out a team, and we know we're going to have our hands full come Wednesday night.
Jason Kidd, congratulations. Nice job. Ahmad, let's go back to you in New York.
All right. Thanks, Chris. Game 5 is set for Wednesday night back in New Jersey. Now, we said in the pregame that the Hornets had the edge down low, but it was the Nets who won that battle in paint today.
Pounded them. 20 offensive rebounds they got compared to Charlotte's 7. And you didn't hear Eldon Campbell. You didn't hear about Jamal Magloire. They didn't dominate down low like you expected them to. And then with the offensive rebounds, I'm just not a big fan of the zone. I think, like I said, I think it makes you passive, and you don't have any box-out responsibilities. Therefore, you let a shot go up. You may be boxing out an area, not a man. There may not be a man in that area, and that led to a lot of the offensive rebounds that New Jersey was able to get.
And now we got to talk closeout.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a much better. It's one thing to win this game. It's another thing to try to close this team out.
Well, the one thing about Charlotte that's interesting is, to me, they play better on the road than they do at home. You look at another series, it's 3-1. I can't imagine Dallas coming back and winning against Sacramento, winning 2 at Arco. For some reason, I can't imagine Charlotte winning on the road just because they've been able to do it all year.
All right. They'll have the work cut out for them. Up next, Mike Fratello will be along to break down our third game as the Spurs take on the Lakers. And right now, look at the newly crowned league MVP Tim Duncan arriving at the Alamo Dome for another battle against Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant, and the Lakers. The lead 2-1. You're watching Verizon Wireless at the half.
All Mom wants this spring is a little more time with the family. Good luck. That's why there's America's Choice National Family Share Plan from Verizon Wireless. Get 2 separate lines for only $55 monthly access and 4,000 total airtime minutes nationwide, all with no roaming or long-distance charges. And get 2 Motorola V120C phones for only $49.99. It's the perfect gift for someone special in your family, like Mom.
Verizon Wireless. We never stop working for you.
Can you hear me now? Good.
The NBA and WNBA continue to write new chapters to the Read to Achieve story.
Okay, let's read.
With each turn of the page, players and coaches are encouraging families to open a book with their children.
You like this book? All right.
And by donating computers and books to create reading and learning centers, the NBA is helping kids develop a lifelong love of reading.
Read to Achieve!
Be a part of the success and Read to Achieve.
After the Celtics and the Pistons, we will head to San Antonio for Game 4 between the Spurs and the Lakers, with L.A. leading 2-1. And right now, let's go to the czar of the telestrator, Mike Fratello, who's at the Alamo Dome with his keys to the game. Mike, nice to see you get out of that dark control room you've been in the past few weeks.
Thanks for letting me out in the arena, Ma. I appreciate it.
First of all, Shaquille O'Neal has several different injuries. What's the latest on his health?
Well, the stitches in the left forearm and right index finger are still in. He will play with them in today, but they're almost ready to come out. Both ankles have been sprained. He took treatment all day yesterday, took treatment this morning. He's taking treatment right now as we speak on both ankles, both tender.
All right, David Robinson returned to the Spurs lineup for Game 3. How did his teammates adjust to him coming back?
Well, remember, he played limited minutes in Game 1 against Seattle, then missed 6 straight playoff games before he returned in Game number 3 here. So the adjustment of him coming back wasn't quite as smooth as maybe a coach might expect. In fact, a little bit of mental rust may have built up on David Robinson. When Duncan turns and isolates, they want to have 3 people on the perimeter and 1 big man down low. Unfortunately, that rust caught up, and Robinson forgot a few times and wound up on the outside, which really congested their perimeter game and allowed the Lakers to really pack it in and make their rotations. But with a little reminder from Greg Popovich that, hey, we need you down low, big man, Robinson went down into the low post area on the isolations. Then, when they made their cuts to the proper spots, the Spurs had the spacing necessary to make the decisions for Duncan easier and allowed them to swing the ball against the Laker defense, wound up with wide open shots there, particularly for Steve Smith, their best three-point shooter.
All right, Mike, with all your knowledge, all your wisdom, tell us who's going to win this game today.
I see the Spurs winning this game. Remember, they were down just 1 point with a minute to go in game number 1. They think in their minds they could be up 3-0 on the Lakers right now.
All right, Mike, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So now you see, Mike just picked San Antonio. Who are you going to pick today?
I'm going to go with the Lakers. And I'm going to go with the Lakers because of the way Kobe Bryant's been playing the last game and a half. This all started in game number 2 in the second half where he came on and he was just on fire. Last game was a Kobe we expect to see. We almost take it for granted how good this guy is, but he dominated defensively. He was dominant offensively. He was dominant. And while the Spurs, maybe they think they should be up 3-0, I still don't get that feeling. When you look at the game and it's a tight game at the end, you say to yourself, the Lakers look like they know they're going to win, and sometimes it looks like the Spurs hope they're going to win.
Well, even when you talk about them, they could have been up 3 games to none. They could have, they would have, but they're not.
No,
it doesn't matter. At the end of the game, you win or you lose.
Yep, and I just think it's the Lakers. I think they're better defensively, and I think they're making stops now. That's the whole thing. They lose game number 2, but they played extremely well defensively. It's not like they're having a whole bunch of defensive breakdowns. It's just offensively they weren't picking it up. And now that Kobe's picking it up, I think the whole team follows suit.
How well do you think that how much do you think these injuries are going to affect Shaq?
Not a whole lot, but if I was the Spurs, I would take advantage of the ankle injuries, and I would have David Robinson and Tim Duncan run as fast as they can to the offensive end of the court. I know San Antonio's not a traditional fast break team, but early on in the season, they would push it and get up over 100 occasionally, and I think if you get both those guys running, because you see, if only one of them runs, then Robert Horry or Samaki Walker picks up the first guy, and Shaq can pick up the second guy. If they both run, now you're forcing Shaq to run, and, the more you get him to run is always good, because he weighs 340 and is a big guy, and along with the ankles, it's always a good thing.
All right, in Boston, it's the Celtics leading the Pistons by 2. We will have the second half tip-off in just a moment. Thanks for joining us on Verizon Wireless at the Half.
This has been Verizon Wireless at the Half. Verizon Wireless, we never stop working for you.
Can you hear me now? Good.
I haven't practiced law in almost 10 years.
Tonight, NBC reunites L.A. Law. The prodigal son returns. Together again for the first time in 10 years.
Arnie?
To save a man on death row.
I'm asking for 30 days.
I can't do it, Michael.
Old friends will become new enemies.
You think you're entitled to turn this firm upside down?
The NBC movie event of May.
They killed my father. You're gonna answer for it.
L.A. Law, the movie. NBC tonight.
Filled with businesses and entertainment, it was the center of town. Today, downtown Fort Wayne lives in the shadow of its former glory. But plans for the future are already in the works. In an NBC 33 special report, find out how success stories from neighboring cities will serve as the model for a new beginning. NBC 33, 11 at 11 Tuesday.
Round them up, or try to, because some things just naturally belong together. Like you and one of IHOP's famous Rudies. Because when things go wrong, our Rudy just seems to make everything right. That's why we're rounding up all our delicious Rudies. One for any size appetite, with your choice of 3 fabulous fruit toppings. Starting at just $3.99 weekdays, our Rudies are a wonderful way to treat yourself. Anytime's a good time for IHOP.
Final sale at George & Kate's Furniture across from Concordia High School after 50 years in business. Everything must be sold in a short time. Nothing will be held back. Entire inventory of all bedroom, dining, and living room suites, chairs, mattresses, and more in the showroom and warehouse must be sold. Going out of business forever. George & Kate's have priced everything to sell on site. Handmade Oriental rugs all 40 to 65% off. Hurry in today and save big on everything at George & Kate's Furniture across from Concordia High School.
Where in the world is Mark in the morning?
All this week, Mark hits the road visiting fun and unique destinations. Will he be in a town near you? You'll have to watch and see. NBC 33 News Today, 4:55 to 7 a.m.
At the Fleet Center with the Celtics leading the Pistons by 2 in Game 4. Their top scorer, Jerry Stackhouse, Detroit's top scorer, only 8 points in that first half. Wallace did have 10 boards, but only a point. Antoine Walker, 22 to lead all scorers. Paul Pierce could manage only 2 points in that first half. So some unusual stats, to say the least. Detroit has to be fortunate they're only down 2 because it seemed like they weren't playing that well, except when Corliss Williamson came in the game.
Well, he established a low-post game for them, which they haven't seen in this series so far. I think they need to do a little bit more with Cliff Robinson in the low post with their starting group. But they were able to space the floor a little bit and force the Boston double teams to open up some of their other players.
Meantime, Antoine Walker and Tony Delk scoring all but 4 of the Celtic points in that first half.
Well, first of all, I mean, Detroit's only shooting 36% from the field, but Boston hasn't got to the free throw line. Detroit's gotten there and made 9 out of 16 free throws. The points in the paint, Boston's killing them, 18-8. But the points off the turnovers, again, the hustle plays, Boston shows up again, 14-6. So Detroit's going to have to pick it up there in that regard. And then Boston, you know, they're getting all their points from Antoine Walker. He's shown his low post game. He's shown his off the dribble moves, breaking people down and scoring. He's been doing it all for them today. And Tony Delk, he's been the Lone Ranger off the bench. He's got 15 points on 6 of 11 shooting. Jimmy O'Brien talked about him before the game, and he has really shown up in a big way for them today.
And they have combined, as we said, for all but 4 of the Celtics' first half points. Amazing.
Well, 37 of Boston's 41 points in this game are by these two fellas. And, you know, the other member of the dynamic duo, Paul Pierce, has 2 points, and obviously he's going to have to get into the column this second half in order for the Celtics to pull away with this victory.
Pierce does have 5 rebounds and 4 assists, but his scoring has not been there. Yet Boston leads by 2 as we head to the third quarter.
You must all break out of your humdrum existences. The atom becomes the flower, becomes the ox, becomes the man. We all must change. The world needs change. You, sir, you must change.
Chevy Avalanche, the only vehicle that changes from an SUV to a pickup. There's also a Motor Trend's 2002 Truck of the Year.
Thank you. No, thank you.
Chevy Avalanche, like a rock.
Stole from a blind guy? Well, what are you going to do for an encore there?
I think I may kick some puppies. How's that?
Life is best told over a great tasting Miller Lite at a place called Miller Time.
Did you steal that guy's dog too? Is that whose dog that is?
The beauty, the world of Ralph Lauren. Polo.com.
She was my baby, my youngest daughter. She was vivacious, beautiful inside and out. When the coroner came to that office, I said, "What is ecstasy?" We've learned a lot about it since then.
Thursday, the 1-hour finale, 9 months in the making.
You're about to become a mom.
The biggest night of the year, the Friend's birth, NBC Thursday.
Returning to NBC in July, NASCAR.
The Celtics are up by 2 as we get ready for the third quarter. When I spoke to Jim O'Brien before the game, he told me his message to the team was, you've got to step up the defensive intensity. Well, that was pretty much the same message at halftime in the locker room. The Celtics will make some adjustments. Mainly, they felt they didn't contest the Pistons' shots enough. The Pistons, meantime, feel pretty good about the way things are going, especially the way Walker is playing. They knew it would be impossible to keep him down the entire series. The Pistons like the tempo. They will look to push the ball up more to get some easy baskets. Back to you, Tom.
All right, Andrea, as Antoine Walker asking Louis Grillo for a foul, lost the ball out of bounds in his first shot of the second half. Defended by Robinson.
At least he was begging for a deflection because he didn't want people at home thinking he shot it behind the backboard on that shot.
It was very ugly.
Well, I like this. I like the fact that they're going into Robinson in the low post, because that forces help against Walker and created a wide open shot, even though Curry didn't knock it down.
Curry couldn't hit. Third quarter underway, and the two teams with their starting quintets intact, including Kenny Anderson, who scores that one, and a chance for a three-point play. That's his first basket. Remember, he went to the bench in the first minute of the game with 2 fouls.
That was the opportunity for Delk to get in. Well, here again, Anderson breaking his man down off the dribble. Atkins goes for the steal on the play, makes some contact, and Anderson's able to finish it.
felt a little like Wally Pipp over there on the bench.
That's right. Coach O'Brien said, hey, this guy's got 15 points. I'm going to let this horse ride.
Anderson with his first points of the game. A 3-point trip makes it 44-39 Boston. Curry 0 for 2 to start the third, but Wallace with an offensive board. Pierce with a blocked shot. He rejected Stackhouse, and the Celtics have it.
He looked like he got hurt on that play. Stepped on somebody's foot on the baseline.
Just now arriving in front court and sort of skipping as if he's lame. Here's Kenny Anderson. He's come alive here in the third. He scored 5 straight points.
Well, they don't want to let him get away from them now. And for some reason there was no help on that pick and roll defense. Pierce does a great job defensively on Stackhouse on the step back. He blocks the shot with that great length. And then good hustle by Battie getting this ball before it gets out of bounds. And then Anderson on the pick and roll. Nobody shows, no help. He slithers through the defense and with a fine finish.
Pierce with the defense. Anderson with the offense. Celtics up.
Thanks for the lift.
You jumped out?
I jumped out of the moving truck.
You're kidding.
At that point, it was like my decision was made. I'm out of here.
Life is best told over a great tasting Miller Lite at a place called Miller Time.
Want to switch? Sure.
Introducing the all-new Chevy Avalanche. The only vehicle that switches from an SUV to a pickup.
Good idea.
Chevy Avalanche, Motor Trend's 2002 Truck of the Year. Avalanche, like a rock.
You're fine.
I got this card for the air miles, but they hit us with airline restrictions and blackout dates. It feels like we're in prison. We are never going to get out of here.
Honey, use my Miles One card from Capital One. Capital One.
With Miles One, there are no blackout dates. Fly any airline and get a 9.9 fixed rate.
What's in your wallet?
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by the 2002 Chevy Avalanche, by Miller Brewing Company, and by Gap.
Well, there's Kenny Anderson, and he sat early in that first half. After 1 minute, he got two fouls, and it's been very aggressive to start this second half.
Tony Delk came in to replace him in that first half, scored 15 points. So Anderson opens the third with a vengeance and scores 5 in a row.
Because Jimmy's sitting there saying, hey, I'm in to get this guy back in. He wants to show his worth.
Offensive foul called on Curry of Detroit. That's number 3.
Well, the interesting thing here is, Ben Wallace brought his man right into the play where he took him out of the charge box and made him legal.
Rodney Rogers has come in for Tony Battie, who was a little gimpy, as Paul Pierce finds the range for his second basket of the game.
Well, that's where he's so tough in that mid-range post where he can shoot over you with his length, or he can put the ball on the floor and attack the rim.
Stackhouse.
Stack didn't get the same luxury. He was forced out a little bit on that one.
And Rogers battles and corrals the rebound. Walker for three. Wallace snatches down the rebound.
What else is new?
A dozen for him.
There he goes. See, that's what Cliff Robinson needs to do. He needs to see that seam and attack. That was a good play. Just a little bit late on the pass, and Wallace needs to pull that one in.
Walker fouled. Yeah, Wallace put the ball on the floor, and when he did that, he lost control of it. Robinson commits the foul. That's number 3 on Cliff.
Attacks the rim here, body up, gets the foul call. Ben Wallace is coming up with that block shot. He laid off it. That was the right move.
Corliss Williamson back on the floor for the Pistons, trying to get them started here in the third quarter.
Well, that's kind of not a bad thing for these guys right now, because he gives them a low post presence that they don't have with that starting group.
Detroit has gone almost 3 minutes without scoring in the third quarter, and the Celtics have their biggest lead. Detroit's 0 for 4 with 2 turnovers so far in the third. Wallace, touch pass to Williamson, and the foul on Eric Williams, his third.
See right there, the Pistons did a good job. I mean, this is open all day long for Wallace. If he just steps up, although once he gets it, he didn't really want it. He tries to pass it off to Williamson, which was a good pass, and he gets fouled. But I think they got him before he got the attempt up in the air, so they take on the side.
No free throws. Stackhouse will inbound. Now they change, and Corliss Williamson will throw it in. Rick Carlisle walked to midcourt to make that change.
Wallace needs to make himself more of a presence there, to where he's going to be shooting layups, point-blank shots.
Celtic bench wanted a double dribble on Corliss Williamson. He misses anyway, and Pierce dribbling through traffic.
Well, Wallace did a great job of squaring Pierce off and taking away that open look and blocking the shot there.
Walker committed and lost it on a turnover, and then Kenny Anderson with a holding foul.
Walker spins, gets in. Ben Wallace with the rejection, and here you come, all Stackhouse on the attack, and Kenny Anderson fouls him.
Third foul on Anderson. Robinson drives on Walker, kicks it back outside. Atkins for 3. Wallace chases it down. Baseline drive and a dish. Robinson too hard.
Boy, the Celtics just are not honoring these outside shooters of the Detroit Pistons. They're just stopping any kind of penetration.
And Pierce pops in a quick 3.
Well, he's starting to maybe heat up a little bit here. It's 5 points in the quarter for Paul Pierce.
Bad news for Detroit, because Pierce has found the range, and the Pistons have gone stone cold. Boston opens the third quarter by outscoring the Pistons 12-0.
Well, this is the Paul Pierce people are used to seeing, coming down in transition, pulling up and banging down the three-point shot.
14-point Boston lead. The NBA playoffs on NBC.
One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. All right. Na 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 na. Need somebody to help me say it one time.
notice you got 3 X's on your neck. That's appropriate since you're looking at 3 strikes. Grand Theft Auto, reckless endangerment, and that little bridge stunt of yours. But if you do what I want, I'll make all your criminal transgressions go away. You get the chance to pay back Uncle Sam for all the freedom you enjoy. Well, I like this.
Knocked over a few 7-Elevens, have we?
This summer, get ready for a new breed of secret agent.
I wish I had a video camera, because this is going to be one hell of a trick.
Vin Diesel is Triple X. This film is not yet rated. In theaters everywhere this August.
Last Saturday at Churchill Downs.
War Emblem is still there. War Emblem, and he's pulling away. He's got another gear. War Emblem coming down to the final 16. Now he's in front by 3, and now he's going to win it. War Emblem has won the Derby.
War Emblem looks to take his next strides toward capturing the Visa Triple Crown. The Freakness, next Saturday, 5 Eastern.
Celtics open the third quarter with a 12-0 run, and Coach Jim O'Brien continues to hammer home the importance of defense to his team.
The shots are falling because you guys are feeding off your defense.
Well, he laid the carrot out there for them. Smart psychological move by Jimmy. Tells them they're scoring because of their defense. He wants them to keep playing the defense today because they've got to keep the numbers down, just like they've been doing in this series.
Carlos Williamson draws a crowd under the hoop. Stackhouse. Shot clock at 4. Too hard. Still scoreless in the third. Detroit under 30% shooting for the game now. Walker.
Good hustle by Rodney Rogers. He came all the way from the three-point line that time to knock that ball out.
And got it away from the league's leading rebounder, Wallace. And Wallace steals it from Pierce, who dives. But Wallace chases it down and slams it home.
I'll tell you what, that was such an athletic play by the big fella. Jumped out on Paul Pierce. I thought he had him broken down off the dribble. Slaps the ball away, picks it up, and beats all the rest of the Celtics down the floor for the easy score.
Wallace, who grew up in rural Alabama as the 10th of 11 kids in his family, was an all-state football and baseball player as well as basketball, and ran track as well. You see how athletic he looks. Three-point shot goes for Rogers.
Well, that's why Rodney Rogers is out there to try and keep Ben Wallace honest and sitting down in the paint.
Williamson.
Well, Wallace gets the first basket. Now he gets Corliss off the snide also. Things could help. That could help out the Pistons here.
Williamson in double figures off the Pistons bench. 6 minutes left in the third. Pierce. Williams for 3. Came up short. Here's Stackhouse in front court. Robinson dished it back outside. Three-point shot under pressure is good by Damon Jones.
He's an excellent three-point shooter, and that was a great drawn kick by Cliff Robinson. Celtics got to make sure that they keep the ball in the paint, attack the rim, keep doing the things that were good for you.
On the switch, Wallace picks up Pierce. Wallace telling us that he wanted to make Pierce put the ball on the floor because he knew he could get help inside. That time he commits the foul.
Well, the Boston Celtics went right back at that pick and roll, create the switch because they don't believe that Wallace can guard him off the dribble, though he does a fine job for a big man.
Pistons, after the disastrous start to the quarter, trying to claw back into it. Anderson. Wallace now with 14 rebounds.
That was a great look by Kenny Anderson. It's a shot that he normally will knock down. One of the problems that they're having right now is, I mean, the Celtics are not guarding Ben Wallace at all. I mean, he is basically invisible as far as they are concerned. And at some point, you know, during the regular season, they would bring Ribaka in, and he would give them an inside presence, scoring presence to pick up the scoring when they've needed it. And he, you know, he's not available for these playoffs because he broke his hand.
There he is with the cast on his right hand, broken in practice. Just under 5 minutes to play third quarter. Pierce.
Pierce just exploded into the paint. He came off that screen, saw the opening, and made a mad dash for the rim for the easy score.
Detroit's hit their last 3 shots after missing their first 8, and now 4 for 4 since missing 8 in a row.
That was a great pick and roll for them with Robinson in it. They set it a little bit lower, and he got a great shot on the catch as opposed to having to put the ball on the floor to create his own shot.
Pierce for 3. Missed everything. Wallace, number 15.
Well, Damon Jones needs to advance the ball to Stackhouse when he's got an opportunity in the open court to go one-on-one. Because when they set that defense against him, Boston's not giving him any looks.
And here's an illegal screen set by Corliss Williamson, and Detroit turns it over again.
Tony Battie and Tony Delk return us back to
Battie comes back for Boston. Delk is also on the floor. Anderson sits down. Delk took his place in the first half and scored 15. Antoine Walker gets a rest. Antoine has only 2 free throws here in the second half, but 24 in the game. Pierce for 3. Long rebound, out of bounds to Detroit.
Well, Pierce just frustrated out there. You know, I mean, in his own mind, he's saying, golly, this is a great catch for me. It's a shot I normally bang down, and I'm just missing these shots.
Still only 1 3-point field goal in the series. Robinson for 3.
Yeah, that was a good find. Damon Jones did a nice job of finding him right in rhythm where he just was able to free stroke that shot.
Detroit outscored 12-0 to start the quarter, responds with a 10-2 run of their own.
See, Jones draws the defense in. Rodney Rogers, Cliff Robinson catches it right in stride with a sweet finish.
We'll be back after this from your local NBC station.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. Na 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 na. Need somebody to help me say it one time.
LA Law, the movie, NBC tonight.
Arby's Market Fresh Sandwiches, real deli-style sandwiches from a fast food restaurant. They're made with thick sliced honey wheat bread, all soft and fresh. Tender meats like slow-roasted ham, sliced just so. Delicious Swiss and the freshest toppings, each made fresh for you. Authentic deli from a fast food restaurant. Now that's something you don't see every day, unless you go to Arby's every day. Arby's Market Fresh Sandwiches. Give in to your grown-up tastes.
I haven't practiced law in almost 10 years. Sunday, NBC reunites LA Law.
The prodigal son returns.
Together again for the first time in 10 years.
Barney?
To save a man on death row.
I'm asking for 30 days.
I can't do it, Michael.
Old friends will become new enemies.
You think you're entitled to turn this firm upside down?
The NBC movie event of May.
They killed my father. You're gonna answer for it.
LA Law, the movie. NBC Sunday.
Friends, weeknights at 7, right here on NBC 33.
This copyrighted telecast of the National Basketball Association is intended solely for the entertainment of our audience. And any retransmission, reproduction, rebroadcast, or other dissemination or use of this telecast, or of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the National Basketball Association is prohibited.
It's been a third quarter of momentum swings. First Boston's way, and then Detroit. And Big Ben Wallace with 5 rebounds. He has 15 in the game, over half of his team's total. Detroit out-rebounding Boston 28-26. Walker back in the game. His pass deflected by Robinson. Pierce. Rogers finds Delp. And then stepping into the passing lane, Jones gives it up to Robinson, running the floor and slamming it home.
He just made a bad decision there. He had Tony Petit staring him in the face when his man stepped up. That was the play. Could have had Petit for a dunk.
Detroit now has made 6 in a row after missing their first 8 of the quarter. They just won't go away. Looked like they had every opportunity to give up, and they fight their way back within 5.
See, Delk attacks the rim, and you got Petit right on the left-hand side with nobody on him. You got 3 guys defending the weak side, and breakaway for Detroit.
And on the turnover, they get it right back, and then they return the favor as Robinson's pass sails over the head of Corliss Williamson.
He made the right play there. I mean, he was getting fronted in the low post. They swing it to the high side where the pass was wide open. He just threw it into the stands. You got to make sure that ball's going to land on the court if you're trying to lead that player.
Wallace knocked it away from Pierce for a moment. Pierce got him in the air and will shoot 2 or 3. It was a 3-point attempt, wasn't it?
It was a 3-point attempt. I mean, he does a good job of getting him up in the air, but I thought Wallace did a pretty good job of avoiding that.
He actually had a foot on the line, so it should be only 2 free throws.
I wouldn't have been crazy about that call if I was the coach.
Seven of those 9 points coming here in the third quarter as Rick Carlisle discusses things with Steve Javie. Kenny Anderson is back, and Delk sits. 20 points from the point guard spot for the Celtics today. Jim O'Brien will take that anytime.
Pierce loves getting to that free throw line. He's a great free throw shooter, and when you do that, it has that help to get you off the other areas of your game.
Paul with 11 now. Stackhouse. Jones for 3. Walker lost control for a moment, chases it down. They'll set it up on the half court. Anderson to Petit, who missed it. Anderson got it back.
That was a good find by Anderson on a penetration. A good hustle by stealing the ball back.
Walker for 3. Rogers with a putback.
Corliss Williamson never boxed him out on the play. Again, he came from long distance to get to that offensive rebound. Something the coach loves to see in a player.
Lead back to 9 for Boston. Williamson, tough shot. Corliss Williamson. He has a dozen points.
I haven't been crazy about their coverage on Kenny Anderson right now. They're not helping out a whole lot. He's been able to turn the corner or get open shots.
Petit on target. Wallace went to help out Anderson, giving Petit the open shot. Robinson, no good, but an offensive rebound by Ben Wallace. Stackhouse. Three-point shot rattles home for Cliff Robinson.
It's a great play by a 7-footer. I mean, gets the offensive rebound, gets the pass on the baseline, takes his man off the dribble, thinks he gets fouled, but has the presence to find the open shooter in the corner.
10 in the quarter for Robinson, 17 in the game. Antoine Walker fouled before he made his move by Damon Jones, who was doubling down.
Ben Wallace, again, he drives baseline and then finds the open three-point shoot in the corner. Baseline drive, baseline drift. Something is one of the very basics. Basketball at every level.
Walker and Robinson have had a verbal battle throughout this series, as well as a physical one. Here's Delk for Anderson. One rebound for Antoine today, but now with 26 points in the game. He's been averaging 17 a game in the series, 21 for all the playoffs. Stackhouse going against Pierce one-on-one. Shoots over and no good. And there's who else? Wallace, but he was off balance on his putback as the quarter comes to a close.
Well, I think he was just unsure of the timing there. You know, he thought he had to throw the ball back up, but great effort by Ben Wallace on the offensive boards.
Paul Pierce comes alive in the third quarter, helping the Celtics to a 66-58 lead in Game 4 over the Detroit Pistons.
It's not having what you want, it's wanting what you've got. I'm gonna soak up the sun. I'm gonna tell everyone to lighten up. I'm gonna soak up the sun. I'm gonna soak up the sun.
I'm so proud of this team.
What a great season. What an infrastructure.
One integrated machine. So, Coach, what are you going to do in the offseason?
Off-season. In e-business, there's no off-season.
No off-season?
See, this whole thing's just a metaphor. I thought it was an allegory. Well, allegory, analogy, whatever. It's an endless season. It's 24/7. The clock never stops. No showtime without uptime.
What are you guys talking about?
This game.
They are led by the perfect blend of power and grace. Now, as they fight for a third consecutive title, the Los Angeles Lakers are standing tall against the forces that threaten them in the West. The Lakers versus the Spurs, next on NBC.
With two people spending so many magical moments together, it was only a matter of time.
Shut up! Bite me!
Before it came to this.
Yeah, baby. Frazier and Roz. One big night. 8 years in the making. All new Tuesday on Frazier.
The storied tradition of the Boston Celtics. They won their first world championship in 1957. A youthful Red Auerbach, as always, right in the middle of things, just in front of Bill Russell. And Red is here today. He's with Andrea Joyce. Andrea?
All right, Tom. And, of course, the name Red Auerbach is synonymous with the Celtics, with the organization, more than 50 years. What has this been like for you this year to watch the team have this kind of success, especially after several lean years?
Well, it's really hard to hear you, but I got the idea. With this team, we have a certain basis. That's the pride, the teamwork, the organization. They all like to be with us. There's Russell on back of me. There's Kuzi. Heinsohn's here. They're all here. And that's what it symbolizes.
You had once said that the Celtics weren't just a basketball team, it was a way of life. Do you get the sense that these guys really are inspired by that sense of history and inspired by being around all of you?
No question about it. They're all in contact with one another. I see them all the time. I hear from them all the time, believe it or not. I know where everybody is.
And it's nice for it to be so loud in here, isn't it?
No problem.
It's nice for it to be so loud.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. much. Back to you guys.
There's Russ right behind Red Auerbach, and it is loud here at the Fleet Center. The fans are back. Celtic pride is back. And Red had that victory cigar fogged up in the locker room before the game. Did he know something?
He might have. It's another bucket from one of the Celtic point guards. They've given some great production here today.
7 points now for Kenny Anderson. Williamson too hard on the running hook. Anderson takes it the other way. Here's a 3-on-3 break. Pistons back on defense, though, to cut off the transition.
It's a good job by Anderson to settle it down, get himself into the low post.
Walker lost it on the way up. Wallace handed it right back to Anderson.
That is the 4th outlet pass that the Celtics have stolen today.
And then Walker,
almost number 5. I mean, in a game where the possessions are so meaningful, for them to be so careless with the ball, it's got to be driving Rick Carlisle crazy.
Well, both teams, too. What about Antoine Walker, the no-look behind the back pass? Neither team distinguishing itself on the last couple of possessions. Reminiscent of Friday night's game. Robinson for 3. Antoine Walker lunging at him, and Cliff Robinson sinks it for his 20th point.
Well, they got their offensive shooting lineup on the floor right now between Barry and Damon Jones at the three-point line. But the Celtics go right for their pet play right here. The swing pass to Walker and the explosion into the paint by Paul Pierce.
John Barry with a foul.
Damon Jones again on that pick and roll advances the ball to Cliff Robinson, who catches it right in rhythm from the same spot we saw him shoot it before. And here, Pierce explodes into the lane, gets a size advantage against Barry, and a perfect delivery by Antoine Walker, leading up to a three-point play.
Pierce had 11 points in the third quarter after only 2 at halftime. Now 13 in the game. Walker with the assist. Wallace, clear path to the basket, fouled by Williams.
See, I like the fact that they gave him the ball that time, because it makes the Celtic defense have to play him a little bit more honestly. They weren't even coming to him. He made a good decision to attack the rim.
Yeah, but now he's got to shoot free throws.
Well, that's true, too.
So Wallace will step to the line. We mentioned grew up in Alabama, then went to community college in Cleveland, barely grazed the rim with that free throw. And then 2 years at Virginia Union, where he was a Division II All-American. Played 4 years in Washington as John Barry slowly walks to the bench.
Well, Rick Carlisle's afraid of, as soon as they saw Barry come on to Paul Pierce, they threw Pierce down to the low post, and they're just afraid that he's going to just get ready to go off. He's already had a big third quarter. They don't want to let him get a bunch of post-up opportunities.
So they bring back Michael Curry to defend Pierce, and Curry promptly commits the foul, holding Pierce. And that's number 4. And 2 on Detroit in this fourth quarter. Pierce wrestling with Curry for position, now facing up. Spins, delivers, but T couldn't handle it. Jones penetrates. Now Curry nowhere to go. Threw it away.
Well, that was just a bad decision by Michael Curry. He got caught himself up in the air. No place to go.
16 turnovers by the Pistons. After committing 20 on Friday night, Rick Carlisle made it a priority to take care of the basketball, but they have not done a very good job of it. Here's the Celtics seeing Antoine Walker pick up his 4th foul and give the ball back to Detroit. 4 fouls for Antoine, 3 of them offensive fouls. Here's Tony Battie called for a foul, defending Ben Wallace, his second, and the second on Boston. Curry looking inside for a posting Corliss Williamson. Not there. So Jones launches a 3. Not a good shot selection.
I'm not sure he wasn't hit on that one. He doesn't usually miss that badly.
Well, he did miss badly, that's for sure. Man, he was hit. And instead of looking inside again with plenty of time on the shot clock, he launched the off-balance three. Anderson tried to pass it inside once again, but T can't handle it. Here's Robinson. He's had the hot hand. Gives it up to Jones, looking inside for Williamson. Picked up by Battie on the help defense. Curry trying to dive to the rim, lost it.
You know, Detroit's spacing today just hasn't been very good. When their guys are double teamed, they've stood behind the defenders instead of giving them the outlet to make the play.
Williams couldn't get the roll. Tap no good. And then Pierce is fouled. .8:04 left in game 4, and the Celtics holding on to a 9-point lead.
The Lakers look to go 2-up on the Spurs next on NBC.
Days go by and still I think of you. Days when I couldn't live my life without you. Without you.
Coach, you were 5-79 last year. Why the playoff talk?
Well, we made a couple of key trades, and we got the funk.
Oh, well, glory be, the funk's on me, Bobble.
Keep that funk alive. Keep that funk alive.
Well, it's 1975, and we just be keeping the funk alive.
Do that funk. Just do that funk.
So what the?
Do that funk.
We're the only brewer that actually tells the consumer exactly when our beer was made. What has always made Budweiser special is our commitment to quality and our dedication to freshness. You can see how fresh the Budweiser is by looking at the label, looking at the born on date. It's very, very important that that beer gets to you in its freshest form. A beer to be enjoyed with friends from start to finish.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by NikeBasketball.com. By Budweiser, delivering beer at its best with the crisp, clean, and refreshing taste known only to the king of beers. By Best Buy. For the latest technology, turn on the fun at Best Buy. And by NBA Playoffs 2002. Love it live. Tom Hammond, Mike Dunleavy, Andrea Joyce, Fleet Center in Boston, Game 4, and the Celtics bidding to take a 3-1 series lead. And when you play Boston, it's pick your poison.
Well, you know, we talked about the dynamic duo today, and the first half was all Antoine Walker, 22 points. Conservative to shut him down this half with 4, but here comes Paul Pierce to bat with 12 points.
Just before the last timeout, Michael Curry picking up his 5th foul for Detroit.
The scary thing about it is fourth quarter is Paul Pierce time. He's the leading fourth quarter scorer, I think, in the NBA this season.
Second foul there on Jerry Stackhouse. As he gives Pierce a blow to the chops with his...
The trouble for Detroit right now is you got 8 minutes left to go in this ball game, and Boston's going to be shooting free throws in the bonus the rest of the way.
Here's Pierce up and under, throws the pass, chased down by Williams. 4 to shoot. Tony Battie short, and Jones the board. Paul Pierce, who during the regular season led the NBA in points scored, and makes the defensive play, but Williams, yeah, he's able to catch it before it goes out of bounds. I thought Pierce had thrown it too far. Tony Battie is mugged under the basket. Tripping foul called.
And that was a great read. Kenny Anderson had the ball. He had Ben Wallace, opportunity to take Ben Wallace one-on-one, but that left Battie wide open, waited for the big fella to get in the paint where he's picked up by Damon Jones, the point guard, and there's nothing he could do but put the foul on Tony Battie.
Number 2 on Jones.
Now the bonus will come into play again for the last 7:23 of this ball game. The Celtics have to be sure not to settle. They need to be aggressive, take the ball to the rim, and send the ball inside the low post. Try and draw some fouls.
Well, the cast of The Cosby Show is back with memories and moments we all love. The Cosby Show, a look back next Sunday night at 9/8 Central here on NBC. Battie connects on 1 of 2. And the Celtic lead is 10 with 7:20 on the clock. Pick and roll, Stackhouse and Robinson. Robinson gets it on the other side of the court, and the entry pass to Corliss Williamson leaves Stackhouse open for the 3, off the mark.
Boy, Stackhouse has got to find a way to get on track here if these Pistons are going to win today.
Cliff Robinson, he's done his part. Cliff now with 22. Stackhouse just 2 of 11 today. His 2 field goals were 3s. He hasn't scored a field goal since late in the second quarter. Wallace with a block of Pierce's shot out of bounds, back to Boston.
Good job by Paul Pierce. Again, attack mode. Go to the rim, try to get fouled, make them have to make a great play on you.
Pierce.
Again, once he gets into that mid-range area, catch and shoot. He doesn't even have to put the ball on the floor.
16 points for Pierce, 14 in the second half. Robinson attacks the rim and will go to the line.
Pierce knows the clock is running down. It's probably around 6 or 5 right now. Next thing, he jab steps, pulls up for that medium range shot. He knows he's on this quarter and in this half, shooting with a lot of confidence right now, as is Cliff Robinson. Cliff Robinson trying to take the game over, get these Detroit Pistons back in the game.
He scored 16 of their last 19 points. Rogers returns. And Eric Williams goes out. Big second half for Clifford today. Second free throw no good. Pierce the rebound. And the lead is 9. 12 rebounds now for Paul Pierce. Pierce's pass for Battie, too long.
That ball hit off of Stackhouse's leg on the pass through. None of the officials caught it.
Jim O'Brien did, and he was at the other end of the court. I think he had a good look
Coaches have a way of that. You just know.
They just have that great vision. They always seem to see it.
I think we do anyway.
Jones for 3. Taken away by Williamson. They still can't hit.
Well, they've missed some point-blank opportunities right there.
Stackhouse doesn't like the call because Pierce went behind his back and was out of control.
Well, the reason for that is Stackhouse thinks he had position, but Pierce got tripped up over the outside of his leg. And that's a good job right there by Steve Jabby, not hitting him with a technical foul with his reaction.
Pierce had dribbled the ball off his own foot. Stackhouse didn't like the call.
Tread lightly, son-in-law. There are more traps lying ahead than in the deep woods of Montana. One false step, and she'll have your head mounted on her parlor wall. That's the right idea. Keep light on your feet, and you just might emerge from this encounter in one piece. Good thing there's also a light way to live. The high life.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me. Cause you heard the designers, I'm angry. 5 days since you laughed at me, saying, come back and see me. Yesterday, you've forgiven me, but it'll still be today till I say I'm sorry. Like vanilla, it's the finest of the flavors. And see the show, cause then you know the very go is at my door. It's a banger, it's your life to sign a waiver. I have a tendency to wear my mind up my sleeve. I had this it's been what week since you looked at me. Dropped your ass to the sides and said I'm sorry.
All right, guys, bring it in. Bring it in. Hey, where's Billy?
He's sick. He's our best player. Yeah, we can't play without him.
Come on, it's gonna be okay.
It's for the championship, Coach.
There's gonna be a lot of other games.
Hey, I can play.
Do you know how?
I'm not bad.
He's tall. What do you think? All right, let's play! Hey, if we win, we get to go to McDonald's. So don't play.
Jim! Hey, Mikey. There's our TV, 57-inch widescreen. Looks even better than last week.
Can we take it home this time?
Therein lies the problem, Peter. The minute we take it home, I'm going to see it on sale.
You know, with Circuit City's Price Match Plus, you don't have to worry about that.
Huh. Don't worry, take it home. Because if you find a lower price within 30 days of purchase, we'll give you back 110% of the price difference. Circuit City. We're with you.
Does this mean my video game system can come home too?
This is Marv Albert at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. The Lakers are hoping to take a commanding 3-1 lead in the best of 7. Lakers going through their early warm-ups. Kobe Bryant pulled it out for the Lakers Friday night with that spectacular finish. Meanwhile, the Spurs hoping for another explosive game from the rookie point guard, Tony Parker. And for the second straight game, David Robinson will be in the starting lineup looking to complement the league's MVP, Tim Duncan. The Spurs approaching this as a must-win. Spurs and Lakers coming up. Now let's get back to Tom Hammond.
All right, thank you, Marv. With the Legends looking on, the Boston Celtics looking to take a commanding lead in their series as well. They would go up 3-1 if they can hold on. And Paul Pierce steps to the free throw line.
Here again, an early foul trouble by the Detroit Pistons in this fourth quarter. The Celtics are marching to the free throw line, and it's going to be a tough place to come back and win this game if they keep getting those free throws.
Game 5 set for Palace of Auburn Hills on Tuesday, as Pierce has 18, 16 of those in the second half. Meanwhile, Detroit's offense has been totally Clifford Robinson. He's hit 6 of 8, 16 points in the second half. The rest of the team only 10 points total. Stackhouse 0 for 6. The three-pointer goes for Jerry Stackhouse. All 3 of his field goals have been three-pointers. Shot clock at 5. Pierce. And 1.
There he is again, Mr. Fourth Quarter. Right here, first play down, Damon Jones has a nice drawn kick out to Jerry Stackhouse, who bangs down a 3. Much needed point production from Stackhouse. But the Celtics come right back, go to Pierce, and gives him the three-point opportunity which he doesn't finish.
Can't hit the free throw, but he does have 20 points. He's scored the last 6 for the Celtics. Stackhouse again for 3, and again it's good.
The same look, the same play, the same result.
Now 14 points in the game for Stackhouse. Starting to heat up. He pulls the Pistons within 7. Walker gives it up to Pierce. And another reach-in foul.
Well, they're down to 5 seconds on the shot clock. Cliff Robinson did a great job of denying and pressuring Antoine Walker, where he could not deliver the ball to Paul Pierce. Finally, they worked it all the way around. They got it in, and Cliff gets the cheap reach-in.
After all that hard work, the reach-in foul number 4 on Robinson. Pierce. He'll have one more. And don't forget, next Saturday, 5 o'clock Eastern time, we'll be on hand at Pimlico for the second leg of the Visa Triple Crown, the Preakness Stakes. War Emblem, the wire-to-wire winner for Bob Baffert in the Kentucky Derby at 20-1. Can he take the second leg of the Visa Triple Crown? That's next Saturday. Saturday, a week from yesterday, 5 o'clock Eastern time from Pimlico. Robinson is fouled.
Boston foul is number 7, Kenny Anderson. His
Fourth foul on Kenny Anderson. Meanwhile, Paul Pierce has had the huge second half. 20 points, 22 for the game. He also has 13 rebounds. That's a career playoff high. And he has 6 assists to boot. Just over 4 minutes remaining. Robinson blocked by Pierce, who saves it inbounds. Here's Walker. Antoine Walker, good.
You know, Walker made a great decision there. He's coming on the fly where he usually attacks those power forwards. He sees he's got a quicker guard there. He settles down, backs him into the post. Cliff Robinson was actually looking to try and make a pass to Corliss Williamson on this play. Great hands by the Celtics, great save by hustle by Paul Pierce. This is the end of Walker's play. Backs the little guard down into the low post. Gets a nice roll, great finish.
82-71 Boston.
I'm just not good with the ladies like you, Cedric.
All right. Try this on her. Hi, I'm Paul. You have beautiful eyes.
Hi, I'm Paul, and you have beautiful eyes.
I'd love to take you out sometime.
Love to take you out sometime.
So how much?
So how much?
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light.
Yeah, fine. I got this card for the air miles, but they hit us with airline restrictions and blackout dates. It feels like we're in prison. We are never gonna get out of here.
Honey, use my Miles One card from Capital One. Capital One.
With Miles One, there are no blackout dates. Fly any airline and get a 9.9 fixed rate.
What's in your wallet?
Love playing around with stuff? Then get into Best Buy, where you can play around as long as you'd like. Actually, that's half the fun. Best Buy. Go ahead, turn on the fun.
It happens in the blink of an eye. That defining moment in every game. When that moment comes, will you have ice in your veins?
It's here. It's clear. New Gatorade Ice.
NBC Monday, the Crossing Jordan season finale. He came to her with a secret.
I know who killed your mother.
And now Jordan will find the answers.
Stop lying to me!
We did what we had to do.
But is she ready for the truth? The season finale of Crossing Jordan, all new NBC Monday.
Game 4 from the Fleet Center in Boston. Celtics look to take a commanding 3-1 lead. They lead 82-71. Just under 4 minutes left. Only 6 teams have come back from a 3-1 series deficit.
Well, the story of this fourth quarter has been the Pistons' fouls. They put the Celtics into the bonus early, and the Celtics have marched to the free throw line.
And right now, Eric Williams is marching to the Boston bench. He just fouled out. He had no points and 3 rebounds. And Rodney Rogers comes on. Cliff Robinson, 24 points to lead Detroit's attack today. They've got nothing from Curry, 4 points. Atkins, 4 points. Barry, 5. Jones, 5. They have gotten 21 rebounds from Ben Wallace. He's done his job. Well, he's not expected to score.
And he's done a great job on the offensive board. He's had like 7 boards, and they've scored on 4 or 5 of those possessions that he's picked up.
Celtics lead by 10. 3.5 minutes.
Wasting a lot of clock here.
Anderson missed it. Walker pulled down the offensive rebound, and a Detroit foul.
Detroit foul is number 34, Corliss Williamson.
Williamson has number 4.
Pistons over the team limit. Antoine Walker at the line. Heels with
2. Walker rolls it in.
Boston's an excellent free throw shooting team.
John Barry for Detroit. And Wallace gets a rest. Slowly walking to the end of the bench. Tony Delk for Boston. In for the team.
Jimmy O'Brien's matching the Pistons' small lineup with the small lineup of his own. He's looking for a way probably to get Delk back in the game anyway after that big first half he had.
Antoine Walker has 30 points. And Boston has hit 18 of 21 free throws. Over 85%. Robinson chases it down. They look out of sync. Robinson long 3. Way off. Celtics going to milk the clock. They get it to Walker.
A great feed.
Pierce missed it, got it back. He's fouled on the second time up.
The isolation of Walker on the left wing. Paul Pierce on the weak side flashes in, and a great pass by Antoine Walker to Pierce. Doesn't finish the first one, which is a fairly easy one for him, but he gets fouled on the second.
So Paul Pierce returns to the free throw line. The first Boston Celtic player ever to lead the NBA in total points scored in a season. 2,144. He has 23 in this game, all but 2 in the second half. He also has a career playoff high 15 rebounds, 6 assists, and 3 blocks. Corliss Williamson took it away from Pierce, who almost got his own rebound. Still to come, game 3 of the triple-header. That's a Stackhouse long-range 2. Lakers and the Spurs in game 4 coming up at the conclusion of this one.
Right now for the Celtics, all about clock and good shots right here. You want to let Detroit get out into the open court for any easy scores.
Walker working it. Robinson defending him, deflected it out of bounds. Celtics get it with 4 to shoot.
Quick shot here, 4 seconds.
Walker couldn't hit it. Here's a 3-on-3 break. Stackhouse spotted for the 3, no good. And Tony Delk with those long arms handles the rebound.
He did a great job of sealing Corliss Williamson off, who's a much bigger player.
And a spontaneous cheer as the fans at the Fleet Center rise to their feet. Stackhouse back to Jones. Robinson for 3. Tap no good by Williamson, and Pierce adds to his rebound total. Here's Walker dishing to Rogers.
What a great play by Antoine Walker. This is what he does so well. Power forward that can lead the fast break. Pass the ball to Rodney Rogers at the exact right time for him to come in with that strong finish.
The Celtics carrying it, perhaps on their way to a 3-1 series lead.
NBC Tuesday, another 75th anniversary event where nothing goes right.
Serving time in jail.
Wild and never before seen. They're fractured moments from your favorite shows. NBC's funniest outtakes. 8/7 Central, NBC Tuesday.
Arby's Market Fresh Sandwiches. Real deli-style sandwiches from a fast food restaurant. They're made with thick sliced honey wheat bread, all soft and fresh. Tender meats like slow-roasted ham, sliced just so. Delicious Swiss and the freshest toppings, each made fresh for you. Authentic deli from a fast food restaurant. Now that's something you don't see every day, unless you go to Arby's every day. Arby's Market Fresh Sandwiches. Give in to your grown-up tastes.
I haven't practiced law in almost 10 years. Sunday, NBC reunites LA Law. The prodigal son returns. Together again for the first time in 10 years.
Marty?
To save a man on death row.
I'm asking for 30 days.
I can't do it, Michael.
Old friends will become new enemies.
You think you're entitled to turn this firm upside down?
The NBC movie event of May.
They killed my father. You're gonna answer for it.
LA Law, the movie. NBC Sunday.
Quick! Memorize everything about this precise moment because you are going to want to remember exactly what you were doing when Pizza Hut announced the historic $1.99 pizza deal. That's right. Right now, when you buy any of these delicious large specialty pizzas, like a Supreme or Meat Lovers, we'll give you an entire second medium pizza with hot, bubbly cheese and one topping of your choice for an incredible $1.99. In the annals of history, has any other pizza company offered a deal this good? Everyone's going to want a piece of this. The historic $1.99 pizza deal from Pizza Hut.
Paul Pierce, the NBA's leading fourth quarter scorer during the regular season, has led the assault. 12 points in the quarter and 8 rebounds, too. David Barrows just into the game for his three-point shooting ability. Instead, hits the layup on his first shot. Former Celtic.
And local product here from Boston.
Product indeed. Boston College. Born in Boston. Inside the final minute. Delk. He'll shoot 2. Well, it's been an illustration today of the potency of the Boston attack. Paul Pierce is subpar first half, so Antoine Walker and Tony Delk did all the scoring. And then Pierce has been lighting it up in the second half, especially in the fourth quarter. Pierce with 23, Walker with 30, Delk shooting here for 16.
In addition to that, the Celtics, along with the Dallas Mavericks, the two best free throw shooting teams in the league in these playoffs, have just marched to the free throw line.
Standing ovation for Antoine Walker. 30 points. Barrows for 3. And Pierce another rebound.
Well, his ability to board and do so many different things is incredible.
17 of career playoff high rebounds for Pierce. He was fouled by Jerry Stackhouse. So with 29.9 seconds, Stackhouse commits number 5 and puts Pierce back on the strike. Wallace did his part, 21 rebounds. But the Pistons once again having trouble scoring points, hovering around the 30% shooting mark most of the game. They'll go back to Detroit for Tuesday's game, trailing 3-1. They won game 1, the Pistons, and then the Celtics reeling off 3 in a row. Kenny Anderson gets an ovation. Both free throws for Paul Pierce. And he has 25. John Barry, too little, too late with that free. song, if the right one don't get you, the left one will. That was the story for Antoine Walker and Paul Pierce of the Celtics today, with Tony Delk in a strong supporting role. And their tough defense holding the Pistons to subpar shooting. An all-round team effort for the Boston Celtics today, who go up 3-1 by virtue of their 90-79 victory here in Game 4. Clifford Robinson led the Pistons with 24 points. Wallace had 21 rebounds. Antoine Walker with 30, Paul Pierce 25, Tony Delk 16 for Boston. Coming up next, the Lakers and the Spurs. For Mike Dunleavy and Andrea Joyce, Tom Hammond saying so long from Boston. You've been watching the NBA playoffs on NBC.